Unicorns. Adorable, magical, mystical creatures with a razor-sharp horn and a taste for blood. Unstable Unicorns is a card game for 2 to 8 players from Unstable Unicorns. Players will start with a single baby unicorn in their stable and compete to be the first to build their unicorn army. Use upgrades to make the most basic of unicorns indestructible and downgrades to tear down opposing stables. Will you be able to create the most powerful, magical, mystical unicorn army? Let's find out in Unstable Unicorns. Shuffle the baby unicorns and give 1 to each player. Place the rest in a stack to form the nursery. Shuffle the rest of the cards and deal 5 to each player. Place the rest of the stack in the center of the table within reach of all players. This is your draw pile. Whoever is wearing the most colors goes first. Now you are ready to play. The game is played in 4 phases: beginning of your turn, draw phase, action phase, and end turn. At the beginning of your turn, check to see if any of your cards have an effect that happens at the beginning of your turn. If you forget to do this before you draw, you lose that effect. During the draw phase, draw 1 card from the pile. Did we really need a cutaway for that? The action phase has 2 possible actions: play a card or draw a second card. There are 7 different types of cards you can play, each with a different color associated with it. The red cards with exclamation points are instant cards. These cards can be used to stop players from playing a card. The orange cards with the up arrows are upgrade cards. These cards can only be used during your turn to give upgrades to stables. This could be to your stable or another player's stable, but why would you do that? The yellow cards with the down arrows are downgrade cards. These cards can only be played during your turn and are used to bring negative effects to a stable. You should probably use these on other stables. Or yours. You do you. The green cards with the stars are magic cards. These cards are played during your turn and can be used to turn the game upside down, or your unicorns into pandas. The blue cards with the horn are magical unicorns. Magical unicorns are placed in your stable and come with special abilities. The indigo cards with the horn are basic unicorns. These don't have powers, but they're still freaking unicorns. The purple cards with the horns are baby unicorns. These also don't have any powers other than being ridiculously adorable. At the end of your turn, discard down to 7 cards. Play continues clockwise around the table. A few things to keep in mind. When you play cards that say each player, that includes you. Watch out for cards that have negative effects. If a card says in play, it means any card in any player's stable. If you run out of baby unicorns, use any random item to represent them. When the Pandemonium card is in play, that player's unicorns are now pandas, not unicorns. Their card effects will stay in play, but most cards will no longer affect them. The game can end in a couple of ways. If you run out of cards, the game ends. If no one has completed their army, no one wins. If you're a rule breaker, just shuffle the discard pile and keep playing. If you're playing a 2 to 5 player game, you will need 7 unicorns to win. If it's a 6 to 8 player game, you only need 6. The game ends as soon as a player reaches their full unicorn army. They are now the most magical of magically majestic rulers. Bow before their mighty unicorn army. The game can also end if you flip the table. Hey! Don't do that. No one likes that. And that's Unstable Unicorns.